Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills hosting the Minnesota Vikings. 2 straight road games. This will be the 2nd straight road game, for the Minnesota Vikings, playing against a team that has championship aspirations, outstanding quarterback play, outstanding wide receiver play, defensively, sound balance, even though they're dealing with some injuries. You know what I mean? This is a team that has found ways to be real good against opposing offenses. What kind of statement can you make versus the Super Bowl favorites? Because this was probably the consensus pick for everyone in regards to who they felt would win the Super Bowl. What kind of statement can this be for you guys?
Man, this could be a great, a huge statement for us, because obviously, going on the road, you have to be able to not only win ball games but play quality team ball, and that's what is required in the playoffs.
Yep.
If you don't get home field advantage, which unfortunately we don't have, in our favor as of right now, because Philly is still undefeated, and that's the team that we lost to. So at the end of the day, these type of games that you want to be at your best, these type of games that you want to, kind of build off to help prepare you for the future, because, we're trying to see the bigger picture. And obviously this is the AFC opponent, but, this is a quality football team. Top to bottom, quality defense. I don't know if they're still ranked number 1 defensively. Have a very, very explosive offense. These guys, are what you want to be measured up against. So it's going to be a great measuring stick for us to go on the road into a hostile environment with that Bills Mafia and that high-power offense and that star-studded defense. It's going to be a task for us, but I think we're prepared for it. Like Coach talked about, we didn't give our best. We didn't give who the NFL considers the best team, in the league, our best shot, when we had opportunity to. So now we have a couple games under our belt. Now we know what it feels like, to, prepare at a championship level to go out and put out a championship effort to get a W.
And with that being said, how closely are you monitoring Josh Allen injury status? I feel like I'm going to throw this out right now. I feel like Josh Allen's not going to play Sunday. I don't think he's going to play Sunday. I know they're saying, he's probably going to play, but you don't want to play around with no throwing elbow, especially when you still got a lot of ball left to be played. You're playing against the Minnesota Vikings, who is a good team, but they're not an AFC team. And losing to an NFC team compared to losing to an AFC team is not, it's a loss, but it's kind of different. And for you guys that know the ins and outs of the NFL, AFC, NFC, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So why risk your franchise quarterback when he might not be ready enough to go? I don't think he plays. We have to wait and see, and we will find out.
But we'll see.
Yeah. Case Keenum is the backup. Of course, Minnesota, they're familiar with Case Keenum because Case had a short stint with the Vikings. But the difference, I guess, heck, I don't even want to do that to Case. We know what the difference is, between the quarterback play. But game plan wise, how for you, Pat P, is there a big difference if you had to game plan for Josh Allen compared to Case Keenum? Or, it's kind of the same thing in regards to your film study and your prep?
I think it is going to be a little bit different because you have to understand that Josh has a little bit more command of the offense. So the offensive coordinator feels a little bit more comfortable of calling more aggressive plays, with their starting quarterback because, at the end of the day, that's who they put the most time in with. They have goals that they want to hit as offensively, statistically wise, so they have things in place. And when you have a backup quarterback, although he may have experience, it's going to be a little bit different. They may want to, obviously, we know looking at the stats, Buffalo is not a very good running team. So that's why they relied on throwing the ball a little bit more and who you have at quarterback, Josh Allen. So now when you have your backup quarterback in, now you may want to implement a little bit more run to, to sprinkle in the play action. Now you may not want to be in the 11 personnel as much as you was when you had Josh Allen at the quarterback position. So I think that's in terms of things I feel that would change as far as a game plan and how I would look at it, planning for this team. But at the end of the day, they're still going to run some of the same concepts. We just have to find and dig, what was some of those simple concepts that they like to run with Josh, because we know they're going to try to sprinkle that in with Case as well.
And also, too, knowing if Josh Allen is not in the lineup, you won't see any quarterback design runs outside of a quarterback sneak. He's very, very impactful in the running game because, like you said, they don't have a consistent flow of production coming from the backfield. And oftentimes, he is their best runner in the backfield. But if he's not in the lineup, you're not running no quarterback counters and quarterback sweeps with Case Keenum. That's not happening. And also, too, his ability, Josh Allen, that is, his ability to scramble. You know what I mean? You got to plaster, you got to cover a little longer because he can buy time. Not only buy time, he can get positive with the football as well. So that would be something that you'll have to worry about. But we have to wait and see. I'm just giving my personal opinion. I don't think he's going to play. And let's see exactly what happens in the next few days leading up to the ball game. Another guy in Minnesota, the fans are extremely familiar with, Stephon Diggs. Stephon gave you some tribute on a podcast he was on with Von Miller, basically saying, man, a prime Pat P is one of the best he's ever seen. So shout out to Stephon and Von, that tribute to Pat P. But what makes him one of the best wide receivers in the game?
Man, his route running, his ability to set up routes, and also to get skinny at the line of scrimmage when you're trying to press him.
What do you mean? Tell us a little bit about getting skinny.
So what I mean by getting skinny, when most receivers like to give you their chest when they're at the line of scrimmage, try to give you the illusion that they're going somewhere. But with Stephon, Justin, Julio, AB, what those guys do a really good job of is when they're showing you that shoulder, they'll dip that sucker. Now they making it hard on me as a DB for aiming point to knock them off their route now. You know what I mean? So you do a great job of against press coverage of getting skinny this way and dipping the shoulder and forcing the DB to kind of push him down on his back and low key giving him momentum to stack him. You know what I mean? So he does a really, 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 really good job, at that. So, I mean, he has a ton of more, attributes that, present problem for defenses. But, he just plays with that big boy mentality, can catch everything.
Yep.
Just a very, 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 very superior competitor. And, you can't take that away from him. And those are guys that you want to have the ability to go up against because you know that he's going to bring the best out of you.
And when you talk about Stephon Diggs, if you had to give us your list of top route runners in the game right now, who would be in that list?
Man, he's up there for sure. Man, I'm not ranking them because, I don't like doing that because everybody's different. So I go Stephon, I go Devontae, got to go Jets.
You said who?
Devontae.
Oh, Devontae. Oh, yeah. Devontae, yep.
Got to go Jets. Let me see who else is in there. Nobody out of the NFC West. NFC.
What about Cooper Kupp?
Oh, Cooper Kupp and Amari Cooper.
Yeah, cool. yeah, cool.
Hey, Riff Raff is nice too if he could just hold on to the damn ball.
Riff Raff?
Yeah, out of Oakland.
Oh, Raiders. You talking Renfro?
Renfro, whatever his damn name is. Yeah, Renfro.
Hunter Renfro.
Hey, Renfro. Hey, that boy got some nice feet too.
Pat said Riff Raff.
Renfro.
Yeah, Hunter Renfro.
Yeah, from Clemson.
Before we get to prediction time, let's focus on the defense real quick. You know, Von Miller, who's a part of your class, your draft class, in this 12th season, he has 7 sacks, and potentially Trey White might make his season debut this Sunday. You know. Let's talk about Von Miller, a guy who you know extremely well, and what he's meant to their defense. And then, of course, if Trey White is able to return, I think he would probably be on the pitch count. Knowing that this will be his first game, I don't know how much he would play as far as reps, but those are 2 guys that could be definitely influential to their defense and knowing the experience that they bring. So talk about that matchup for your offensive lineman, and of course, Justin, if you get a chance to see Trey White this Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. I think Trey will probably be on the pitch count. Due to the injury that he's coming back from. He's a franchise guy. You don't want to really, rush him into a situation to where he's not 110%, but you definitely want to get him in there to get his feet wet and get him some game time action, because obviously that's the only time a guy can feel and get comfortable is in a game. We know he has a lot of experience, but when you're making that run, you still want to make sure that, you have your feet up under you. So I can expect him on a pitch count for sure. And then when you go to Von Miller, I mean, he's just been one of the best ever since he came into the league, just continually to be productive wherever he is, continuing to bring that winning mentality wherever he is, so it's great to see, a draft mate, bring that type of, energy, persona, and vibe to whatever organization steps into. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir. And it's a beautiful thing when I get close to predicting the exact score. And when I do that, the Vikings win. So now it's time for BMac's prediction, right? BMac's prediction now, like I said, Case Keenum probably might be a guy. Case Keenum might be the guy. He might be a starter. All right. So prediction time. I got to think. I just can't just throw it out there. I got to think. How the weather gonna be? That could be very, very.
Man, I don't know. Man.
All right, Mac. On the road, playing against the defense that can rush the passer. I think Dalvin Cook's gonna have a huge game this game too. By the way, I see Cook giving us at least 113 on the yard on the ground. 113. 113. I see that 113. So let's do this. Let's do this, Pat P. Let's go. All right. 24, Vikings. 24, 19. Minnesota win.
24-19.
Yeah, and I said Cook gonna give us I say Cook gonna give us 112, 113 on the ground.
I don't know what you said, but we need it.
24 is high. The high gonna be in the 40. That ain't bad. Pat P. The high gonna be 40. That's great football weather.
If that's what you're about to ask me.
And you having white cleats again?
Yeah, the white cleats. Hey, the white cleats been good to me. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Now you want to. What I've been saying all year.
White cleats been very good to you guys.
What I've been telling you all year.
I'm a win, man. Relax, okay?
I know, but I just can I pat myself on the back? That's it. I won't pat. Let me pat. I don't mind patting myself on the back. I don't care nothing about it. I'll pat myself on the back. BMac prediction: 24-19. Vikings win. It's time for Pat P to get another interception as well. That's what we need.
Yeah,
we need another interception. We need another interception.
I agree.